Alright, how's it going, Hail Stalkers? Lead meteorologist John Choquette here with our 5 p.m. of hail forecast update. And also we're going to be doing some live storm coverage. It looks like a storm's heading closer to Waco. Before we do that, I'm going to kind of give you guys an updated forecast graphic here. I know how, if you guys watched this morning, you saw I had a very big swath. Well, now I'm going to kind of narrow this down a little bit, and based off of some unexpected rain that happened and is currently happening, the forecast has changed quite a bit here. If you haven't noticed, I've pretty much pushed all of the large hail down probably south of most of the Dallas Metroplex. There's a chance this may still change, and I'll go over that in a second. But right now, I'm kind of hedging my bets, and I am bringing things further south. And Waco, you have a storm possibly on your doorstep here in a little bit. So if you guys watched this morning, you probably saw I was saying either Waco or Fort Worth. It really doesn't come down to which one. I was thinking more Fort Worth. I probably would have been right if it wasn't for the fact that a bunch of showers and storms formed out in front of everything about half an hour after I left, which nothing was modeled to do that, and sometimes the weather just is a little surprising, so you kind of have to like roll with your punches here. But again, it's looking like probably south of the Metroplex, unless stuff fires down by the dry line that seems to be mostly uninterrupted, and we're going to kind of have to just watch and see what happens. Unfortunately, the showers are moving through at peak heating and not at like 9 in the morning, so that's why I'm kind of lowering my shots for Dallas. But for Waco, it looks like things are about to heat up, and with that, I'm going to actually change things over to our map here, and you can see this storm down here with a little red diamond on it. This is heading pretty much due northeast towards Waco, and a lot of showers heading up towards the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and that's the main reason right now I'm kind of like really holding back a little bit. I'm not saying there's not going to be any hail in the Dallas area, but right now, the way I'm looking at it, this does not look super promising. It's moving through quickly, it's fairly elevated, so it isn't messing up the environment behind it too much, but it's also at peak heating. And we're watching this storm over here. You see, this is where the dry line is back by Abilene. There's one storm trying to go up, and it's struggling at that right now, and that's why I really started to lower my chances for the Dallas area, because if this does take off, I think it'll kind of do one of these and then turn before it gets up to Dallas. So we're putting all our focus here on the Waco area, as this storm looks like it's starting to really kind of get its act together. It really looks like the best looking storm we've had so far today, and we're just going to see how this plays out. I notice here there's another storm trying to get its act together a little bit further north here, south and pretty much due south of Claiborne. We'll have to see if this actually develops in anything. If it does, then obviously it's heading in a direction that would lead into the Metroplex. But right now, main focus is down here, just south of Gatesville, with this storm that is heading in the direction of Waco. You can see here it's pretty much trying to get its act together. We'll see if it turns right. Oh, whoops, hang on. Let me, I have to change from Earth to Analyst. There we go. Get a little closer in here with our radar. You can see here's Waco over here, and we got the storm moving pretty much east-northeast. Hopefully this thing doesn't turn too early and then it splits the gap between Waco and Temple. But right now it's looking, a couple frames ago, it looks like it was dropping some decent hail, and now, well, right now it's not looking super hot. Yeah, it's not looking super hot right now, but that's what we're looking at right now, and I think this storm will be the one that really gets its act together, and we'll see if it continues to move this way, or if it, sorry, probably easier with my hand, it continues to move this general direction, or if it kind of does one of these and goes south of Waco. We'll kind of see how things pan out here as it continues to play out. There's, Derek says, the tail end Charlie. All right. Oh, thanks for liking the music, guys. Okay. All right. What about South Texas or Houston? Looks like Houston. Houston is not in the discussion today at all. Sorry about that. I just need to take a little drink here. Oh, let's see the storm. So yeah, the storm is continuing to move to the East-northeast, it is possibly taking a eastward turn, and that would probably we'd either want it to, if it decides to start turning east, we want it to curve enough where it goes down his Temple instead, but we'll kind of see how that plays out. And otherwise, yeah, otherwise things are pretty quiet at the moment. Does Derek wear his green pants on St. Pat's Day? Is a great one. Chet sells as GR analyst with 1,000 house data. Correct. That is exactly what's on the screen here. GR analyst, GR Earth, all data provided by Allison House. This is how we have all of our data here for you guys to see. So otherwise, it looks like things are generally, again, quiet right now. We're pretty much just playing the waiting game to see if the storm can get over to Waco, and otherwise to see if this storm back by south of Abilene. This is the thing I'm watching the most to give that shot for bigger storms later on this evening. Unfortunately, again, all this precip up in here, this was not modeled, this wasn't forecast to really happen. It kind of fired up and really expanded, and it stayed generally elevated, which again should keep things fairly undisturbed. But the problem is, can we get stuff to fire back here other than this storm and get it to go far enough north and east towards the Dallas Metroplex? Because if not, then obviously the Dallas Metroplex has not much to work with today. And again, right now, based on what current conditions, when I made this forecast, I'm really kind of holding back. Blame this. This is really kind of screwing up our forecast a lot right now, and it's screwing up even the National Weather Service's forecast and everybody. Sometimes weather has some unexpected things happen, and it kind of screws around with the whole forecast. Otherwise, further off to the east here, this is what we're looking at right now. We had some quarter-size hail pretty much around the border of West Virginia and Virginia. A couple storms have fired up here, all of which are subsevere right now. Frank is watching this pretty carefully to see if anything fires up. Right now, nothing too crazy has happened over there. A couple storms seems to have formed off pretty far to the south and east of the Nashville area, here, and here. And in terms of how they're going, we'll kind of see how those play out, if they strengthen any. And again, we'll continue watching that through the remainder of this evening. The risk area continues to make it all the way to the coast, the Atlantic coast. If I just move slightly off the screen here, you can see. Again, I think the majority of the hail threat will be confined from pretty much where my hand is, points west. And that's what we're seeing on the East Coast. And again, there's just kind of a waiting game here across the Dallas Metroplex. All right, anybody else have any other questions here? Let's see. Oh, Derek is trying to make me do other things. All right. All right, let me scroll up and see other comments in here. Gee, thanks, John. Yeah. As he was afraid, it's bad luck. No problem. Austin, looking at it. Okay. I would show it in 3D, Derek, but I can't do it on here. It won't show up on the screen. So I have to still, there's some things with this program. Derek wants me to show you guys the storm in 3D, showing the tilt and everything. Unfortunately, on this program that I'm using right now, I haven't completely figured out how to make it show up on the green screen. It shows up on my computer screen, doesn't show up on there, so I'm not gonna show you guys that right now. I'll figure out eventually how to do it, but right now not so much. Okay, all right. As we're looking here, it looks like a couple storms might be trying to fire up a little bit. I'm further north. All right, the storm. Okay, so right now the storm by Waco is looking a little less exciting. Oh, hang on. I probably should actually show it to you guys. Oh, come on. There we go. Not looking as exciting right now. It's kind of, it looks like it dropped most of its hail. Oh yeah, no, it definitely just dropped most of its hail and it's starting to fill in a little bit here. So we're going to see if this tail on Charlie can restructure itself right now. But at the time being, it's looking pretty disappointing right now. I'm not going to lie. So I'm going to move things up further north here. I'm going to load up the Dallas radar site, and then we're going to see a couple of little storms are trying to fire up ahead of this garbage in front of everything. So if we can get anything out of these two guys here, would be nice. But right now, let's see, this storm not looking great, and this storm not looking great. So that is unfortunately the story right now. Again, a lot of the rain that is happening and starting to move through the Dallas area is really starting to muck up the whole atmosphere, really screw up the right at peak heating, screwing up where storms are going to be. This is the timeline where I was expecting storms to initially fire further to the west, not having showers and thunder showers moving through the Dallas area. So that's why our forecast is really starting to go. Let's see. Okay, hashtag busted. So you can record it in 3, then add video. Yeah, I can do that, Chet. It's just when I'm streaming live, it's a little hard to. I don't think this computer has the processing power to process a video and then while I'm still doing live and have it go. So that's just the big thing right now. Anyway, in the meantime here, I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm probably going to put the stream onto the mode of just, you guys see the radar and everything. Okay, they got a new warning up, actually, and just as we were talking. And it has it south of the Dallas area. Man, it's warned for 2-inch hail, but I think they're a little late to the party on that one. I'm pretty sure the 2-inch hail has since passed in the storm. But anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to not end the stream. I'm just going to switch over to just radar, and I'll pop back on when things get a little more interesting with some more stuff going on, possibly in the Waco area. In the meantime, right now, basic summary is things are looking kind of quiet, looking a little disappointing, especially for the Dallas area. Fortunately, we are not getting the luck of the Irish today. I mean, maybe for the general public might have been wanting for some good luck to not have big storms happen, and that might have won out over the restoration industry today. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna continue watching, see what happens, and see if maybe something surprises us yet again later on today. So enjoy, I guess, the music that I'm about to play here, guys, and we'll be back if something more interesting happens. But in the meantime, just check back a little bit later. Alright guys, just doing a quick little check-in here. I'm probably going to actually end the video after I do this. The storm we've been watching looks like it is now gonna head south of Waco, but I don't think it's gonna head far enough south to hit Temple, so we're gonna kind of thread the needle and not really hit too many people at this one. It's finally starting to look like it's dropping its hail a little bit here. Took forever to get itself going. So I see that one's starting to kind of die out. It's probably going to go through this Bruceville, Eddy, Lorena, and pretty non-populated areas. Further north here, a little thunder shower by Waxahachie that we're watching closely. This might be dropping little hail, little like half-inch hail, but I think this is also dying out here. Same with the storm. South of Grandview, north of Hillsboro, same story. Pretty much just rain over the Fort Worth area. And if we go further to the here, let me switch out of this. If we go further to the east or west, I mean, we'll be watching pretty carefully. There's actually a shower forming down south and east of San Antonio. And we're watching the dry line. Looks like a couple storms are trying to go up by San Saba, or we'll watch this carefully. We're still kind of watching this little thunder shower. It doesn't look that great, but we're going to keep an eye on it by Brownwood. Otherwise, I think things are quieting down already. This is pretty early, and honestly, we weren't really expecting this to happen today. So, we actually have a new Mesoscale discussion posted just now. I think giving an update. Yeah, and seems like the Storm Prediction Center yeah, so it looks like things are pretty much everywhere in here is just not going to happen today, guys. So we're really limited to just maybe if this storm does something, we see it hit Temple and Kylene, maybe even try to make a crazy turn down towards Austin. Probably not, but so again, we'll be watching this storm over here and anything in this general region in here somewhere. Otherwise, I think we're going to wrap this video up. Things are winding down. We have a couple other storms in Tennessee that we're going to keep an eye on. If for some reason this gets close to Chattanooga, we'll let you guys know. And everything's pretty rural out here in eastern Kentucky. So I think that's we're going to wrap this video up for you guys. And again, if anything comes on, we'll come back on. We'll send you a notification. So if you guys are still watching, or a couple of you still were, that is our update for what we have for now. I think it's pretty much all clear for the Dallas area. I know it's not what you guys wanted, but unfortunately that's just kind of what happens sometimes. So luck of the Irish might not be on our side this time around, but we still have threats for tomorrow and Monday. Tune in tomorrow at noon, and we will give you more updates about tomorrow and also Monday as well. So we'll see you then, guys. And again, if anything comes up, we will pop back on here and let you know. All right, talk to you later.